come from a culture that encourages posting what you're eating, how you're feeling, what you're doing. It just encourages sharing a lot. I come from the social media culture, and the smartphone is representative of social media. I've had a smartphone since I was 15 years old, and I've been part of social media culture since I was 11. First, by knowing the benefits and the risks that come with being part of social media culture, you learn to enrich your life instead of ruining your life because of social media culture. First, I will discuss what social media culture is and how people, and what it takes to be part of it. Then I will discuss how I'm part of social media culture and how the phone relates to it. Now, the phone is representative of social media culture because of its simplicity and convenience. Now, you're part of social media culture if you've ever liked the status, used a hashtag, or let's say, selected your top 8. Now, the good thing about social media culture is you could make friends, you could learn about job opportunities, or you could even meet your significant other. Like there's christianmingles.com, you could use that. Now, the bad part is you could lose your job because you're always complaining about your boss. You could end up with no friends because you're saying things you shouldn't be saying. Or you could end up single because you're saying things you shouldn't be saying online. So that's the thing, the bad part and the good part that comes with it. Now, the reason social media culture is so popular is because the smartphone has become popular as well. Now, the smartphone became popular because you have the internet at the palm of your hands. Like, you have the internet at the palm of your hands, you can do anything. So now that we have that, since it's so convenient, the culture has become inviting. So that's why I'm part of it. Like, you could post a status while you're on your way to class. You could look through your newsfeed while you're sitting on the toilet or whatever. Now, that's what makes the culture so inviting, and that's why I'm part of it. Now, like, by me being part of the culture, I benefited from it, and I've seen bad things happen from it, like really bad things. Now, the good thing is, like, someone that I never spoke to in high school followed me on Twitter, and she followed me, I followed her. We ended up like having things in common, and we ended up being like actual friends, like real life friends. I didn't get catfished, like we became real friends. But the other bad thing is that earlier this year, someone left a note in my friend's bag saying that she found him attractive or whatever. She left her first name, last name, and her phone number. I guess she was being brave. But we didn't know who she was, so I looked her up on Twitter, and it turned, her account came up. He liked her right away, like he thought, oh, she's attractive, I like her. But like her account wasn't protected. So we looked through it because it was our obligation since the information's public. And she ended up talking about it. She said, oh, I let this boy know, I'm so nervous. I hope he responds so I could sacrifice his body to Satan. So this girl probably had no idea that we would come across this, and that's where the problem comes. Since it's so easy to post information, we don't even think about what we post or what people could see. Like, I've caught myself doing that, like, let's say if my parents were to come across my Twitter or something, I don't even want to think about that. And like, the smartphone has become part of my daily life because I've caught myself waking up before getting out of bed. Oh, let's see what they said. Before going to sleep, oh, let's see what they said. Like, instead of paying attention to class, this is better to do. Like, that's become a problem. It's become so, that's where the problem comes in. It could be so, like, you could enrich your life and get jobs and everything, or you could also lose sight of all your friends. And that's where the problem comes in. Now, in conclusion, I talked about the benefits and the risks that come with social media culture. First, I talked about what social media culture is and how you could benefit and ruin your life from it. And then I talked about how I relate to it. And so remember, you have the internet at the palm of your hands. Control what you say, or you'll end up that person that sacrifices bodies to Satan.